Apparently, all is right with the world this morning. We have the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Dow all within 1% of all-time highs and climbing. I don't think we'll reach those all-time highs today, but we're back within reach, and it's just probably a matter of the end of the week before we get to those all-time highs, barring any wild and crazy stuff happening in DC or around the world. So lots of good news with Tesla too. Tesla's now over 435 again and climbing. Who knows where Tesla could end the day? But we've got some like really significant, news happening. And I'm going to start with this one, even though, well, no, see, I'm going to start with this one. I thought I was going to start with another one, but it turns out, never mind. Okay, Mario Nawfal says that Tesla Robotaxi rollout map reveals Elon's master plan. So Tesla just dropped a comprehensive Robotaxi progress tracker showing deployment across 27 million people in 23 major cities. California is leading with Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose all receiving permits and validation testing. Austin, Texas hit public testing in July with geofence expansion coming soon. Phoenix and Las Vegas already have vehicles deployed with final regulatory approvals incoming. Florida's got 4 cities queued for August permitting despite Tesla insurance not being available there yet. The strategy is clear. Start in friendly regulatory environments like Texas, and California? Well, okay. Mario, I'll give you that one. I don't know. Prove the technology work and then scale nationwide. Tesla is using third-party insurance where needed and bypassing safety requirements in Texas that start in 2026. So they have to do some stuff between now and 2026 to keep operating in Texas. That I don't think is going to be an issue. Mario concludes, this isn't vaporware anymore. It's a city-by-city execution at scale. This is coming from Jonathan W. Stokes, and he says the source is Tesla. So then we've got this that was all that I just talked about. And you can go find that chart on X using Mario K. Stokes or just looking under Tesla, I believe. I'm sorry, Jonathan W. Stokes. It kind of shows where they are in each particular area. Mario Nawfal has this. Tesla is cleared to test autonomous vehicles in Arizona. Tesla has won approval to begin testing autonomous vehicles with safety monitors on Arizona roads, marking a major expansion of its robotaxi ambitions beyond Austin. The company filed with the Arizona Department of Transportation in June to certify the ride-sharing program and told officials it plans to launch in the Phoenix metro area. Arizona's green light positions Tesla to accelerate its push into new cities as regulators weigh broader adoption of full self-driving technologies. Mario Nawfal says that the Army is going to install nuclear reactors on 9 U.S. bases by 2028. I know that this is not Tesla news, but it's kind of Tesla news because it's energy news. And I've been talking a lot about the mini nukes or the SMRs. So here's the article. It's Mario Nawfal. The U.S. Army just unveiled Project Janus, a plan to power 9 domestic bases with small nuclear reactors by 2028. Officials say it's about energy independence in future wars where fuel lines can't be trusted. These mobile reactors can be flown in, trucked out, and generate megawatts on demand. The project follows Trump's 2025 order directing the Pentagon to operate Army-regulated nuclear plants. The leader says it's not a dream, but the next battlefield revolution in power, portable, resilient, and American-made. I will be definitely bringing this up again with Brian Wang in our regular 5 o'clock-ish show later tonight. Motley Fool has this to say. Here's what the doubters are saying and what I thought was a solid nutshell analysis. This is I thought Motley Fool, which I'm not crazy about most of their reporting. It seems a little off, but at least they got this snippet here, which I thought I would bring you. There isn't much Elon Musk can say on October 22nd that will make Tesla stock look attractive at these PEs. Of course, if products like the Cybertruck and Optimus are commercial successes over the long term, then Tesla stock might actually be considered cheap at the current levels. but there are simply too many unknowns. And there's evidence that the company's already lagging behind the competition in the autonomous robotaxi business. I'd love to see that evidence. Could you lay it out? I mean, ABC, yeah. As a result, investors might want to avoid Tesla stock ahead of October 22. It might be a good idea to remain on the sidelines until it aligns more closely with its peers in the Magnificent Seven from a valuation perspective. Not going to happen. Not probably in this decade would be my guess. But it shows you the thinking. That's why I brought it up. I wanted you to hear the thinking on the folks that have not caught up yet with the vision. Barron says, coming into Wednesday trading, Tesla stock was up 6% so far this year after a rally sent shares up 38% over the past 3 months. Strong stock performances like that can raise investor expectations ahead of any earnings report. I still think we could rally to the 500 before the meeting, depending on news leading into the meeting. And then if we don't hit 500 before the meeting, I think there's a real good chance we hit it after the meeting. For the third quarter, analysts project earnings per share at 55 cents. They're going to be very surprised, down from 72% last year in the third quarter. My current estimate is between 65 and 75. I think Brian Wang is at 75. I think we have a real good shot at 75. There's a good chance of a beat, though, according to Barron's. Tesla delivered more cars than expected, sold almost 500,000 vehicles. Wall Street was looking for 445. It was a big beat. And EPS estimates have risen by a nickel since then. How do you well, now that nickel makes sense, quite frankly, it'd be between 5 cents and 10 cents for the extra 50,000 cars, okay? I wouldn't argue that at all. That makes total sense. The problem is they're not taking into consideration the beat in energy, which I'm sure was substantial, but compared to second quarter, or compared to the third quarter of last year, is a substantial addition of, I think, 4 gigawatt hours compared to the second quarter of this year. So that's over 10 cents right there. So that would get us to 65, which is my low number. Investors might be thinking more about the fourth quarter on the third quarter earnings call. They're thinking ahead. Of course they are. U.S. car buyers just lost the $7,500 federal tax credit, so they're worried that could have it. The magnitude of the drop, quote, the magnitude of the drop might not be as bad as feared, wrote Deutsche Bank analyst Edison Yu in a recent report. He's been watching this channel. New lower price versions of the Model 3 and Y can help offset some of the weakness. But Mr. Wu, you must know something about China. Wouldn't the Model Y long be even a bigger offset to these reductions? Wall Street currently projects roughly 450,000 deliveries for the fourth quarter. I think that will be a big beat. Yu rates shares a buy and has a price of 435. He's right on the money this morning. Overall, 47% of analysts covering Tesla stock rate shares a buy, according to FactSet. And the average buy rating for stocks is about 55%, so we're a little below the average. The average analyst price target for Tesla right now is $367. So today is the day when Tesla's lawyers will have their chance to give oral arguments before the Delaware Supreme Court, who is the final arbiter in Delaware. And they were going to be taking a look at that Elon pay package deal. I haven't a clue how they're going to come down. The choice is, will they attempt to resurrect Delaware as a good place to incorporate and at least provide some kind of amount, even if it's different from the original, which you may remember if you've been watching this channel a long time. One of my shocks was that this judge, she said, well, this wasn't fair. And then she didn't ever say what was fair. Isn't that part of the judging, part of what the judge is supposed to do? It's not like nothing was fair or zero was fair. Or will they destroy Delaware as a viable location to take up shop? It will likely be a few weeks before we know how it all works out. But of course, Tesla has moved their domicile to Texas, and on November 6th, we will find out if the new pay package is approved. And I would say the odds of that are almost 100%. Road and Track magazine this morning says, according to a new report by Kelley Blue Book, the average transaction price of a new passenger vehicle in the United States has crossed the $50,000 mark. The average selling price for a new car. Of course, Model 3 and Model Y are lower than that with basic trims. And the overall average, including SX and Cybertruck, is around $44,000. So we're now substantial. The company as a whole is substantially below the average price out there. But Elon, you need to advertise this. Really, really, really. It's time. Joe Hansen XX. Okay, Joe Hansen and then double X on X. Tesla boosts Optimus production with $685 million actuator order from China. Now, this is interesting on so many levels. And unfortunately, it's not 100% confirmed, but man, everybody's reporting it. Everybody's reporting it. Some are not saying it's sketchy at all. Some are saying it might be. Anyway, Tesla has placed a massive $685 million order with China's Cenhua Intelligent Controls for linear actuators to power its Optimus human robot. Set to begin delivery in Q1 2026, the order could equip 180,000 units. Yeah, wait a minute. 180,000 units, signaling Tesla's push towards mass production. Now, it doesn't say how quickly those 180,000 units are going to be supplied. That could be over, the first quarter. It could be over the rest of the year. It could be over the first 12 months. It could be 2 years. It could be 2 years, but 180,000 units. So Tesla is beginning to place orders. And this is a significant a company that's well known for actuators. A little surprising to me that they have gone outside for actuators. So apparently they've been able to design their actuator to a place where they're comfortable and confident of putting the actuator production in the hands of an outsourced company instead of internally. That's extremely big. That's a very big deal. Grok says company responses. Cenhua confirmed that its cooperation with Tesla, including robotics, is progressing smoothly, but cited confidentiality agreements preventing disclosure of specifics. Tesla's China representative stated that there is no official information about this order that can be disseminated externally. Context. Cenhua is already an established Tier 1 supplier for Tesla for automotive components, including heat management, and this order fits into a broader trend of Chinese firms comprising 70% of Tesla's Optimus supply chain. No official Tesla confirmation has emerged, but the consistency across reports and market reaction lends strong credibility. This is extremely bullish. I can't tell you how bullish this is, but so far, well, maybe the stock is up partially because of that. I think it would be up more. 180,000. Are you ready? Sawyer, there's nobody, zip zero. There are no companies in the world that have placed an order or even considered the idea of making 180,000 humanoid robots anytime soon. Sawyer Merritt says Tesla insurance could soon launch in Florida. Tesla filed to update its private passenger auto program in Florida effective December 2025. That's probably going along with 4 cities that they're now testing and getting ready for Robotaxi. Now, remember, any place that they don't have insurance, where they are not able to use their own insurance, they can use other insurance companies. And sometimes I'm not sure, of course, all the time what this might look like, but sometimes you can co-insure or you can have somebody, a major insurance company that would be kind of over and above the insurance that you're providing. So there's all kinds of ways to do this. I'm sure this is not going to be the issue for Robotaxi. By the way, this is Randy Kirk. Now it's time to talk about the general news. That's what we do next. For those of you who are not regulars here, we go from Tesla news, any other Elon Musk news and Elon Musk company news, and then after I say who this is, this is Randy Kirk, by the way, then we talk about what's happening with the economy and with the stock market, and therefore we go to the Wall Street Journal news page, which is forever biased and completely unreliable, and they're continuing to gin up the inflation story with, you tell me, You tell me whether this is good reporting or bad reporting. Let me know in the comments below. Over the last 12 months, ending in August, the price of coffee increased 20.9%. Labor Department data showed. Ground beef was up 12.8%, and bananas rose 6.6%. Dairy, fruits, and vegetables and cereals have all become pricier. Okay, number one, coffee is not inflation, it is tariffs. Beef is not inflation, it's the drought in Texas 18 months ago. Bananas are actually only up 3.3%, not 6.6%. That's according to Grok. And Grok is, of course, looking at USDA and other information. Then as to the dairy, fruits and vegetables are only up 1.9% according to CPI. Now wait for it, dairy prices, as measured by the USDA's all milk price received by farmers, decreased by 11.44% over the past 12 months. Now you tell me, how's that reporting at Wall Street Journal going? Overall grocery prices, which is truly an interesting story and should be the headline, are up 2% according to Truflation, 2%, which is the Fed's target. Did you know you can buy a $250,000 home with an FHA or VA loan right now today with $7,500 down plus closing costs, so maybe about $3,000, about $10,000 total, $10,500 total, and have payments of $1,500 a month and only need one income at $25 an hour to qualify. One income, $25 an hour, $50,000 a year, one income, or it could be two incomes. $50,000 a year, that's all you need for a $250,000 home and $10,000 down. Sorry, it's not, I can't figure out the difficulty here. So anyway, I thought let's double that. You can get a $500,000 home. That's going to buy a lot of house, most of the country, with two incomes at $25 an hour, or one income at $50 an hour. In other words, $100,000 a year total income. You can get a $500,000 house, and your payments would be $3,000 a month. Bank of America comes in today, leads the earnings with a solid beat on the top and bottom line, and solid consumer spending trends with improved credit quality. Wait a minute. Solid consumer spending trends with improved credit quality. Consumer banking revenue plus 6% year over year. Deposits up 1%. Yeah, the economy's in big trouble. I can see it. Breaking news from the Empire State Manufacturing Index, October 2025 summary. This is a Grok summary. The Empire State Manufacturing Index surged to 10.7% in October, beating economists' consensus expectation of down 0.9%, and marked a sharp rebound from September's negative 8.7% reading. This positive shift signals a return to modest expansion in New York manufacturing activity, the third positive reading in the past 4 months. Key highlights: new orders rose to 3.7 from negative 19.6, a modest uptick. Shipments jumped to 14.4 from a negative 17.3, reflecting stronger output. Employment improved to 6.2 from negative 1.2, suggesting slight hiring gains. Prices paid accelerated to 52.4 from 46.1, with input costs rising faster. Prices received increased to 27.2 from 21.6, showing firmer selling prices. Firms remain optimistic, with 6 months future general business conditions index climbing to 30.3 from 14.8. Expectations for new orders to 34.9, shipments to 31.6, and employment 7.5 all point to growth ahead, though capital spending plans actually stayed soft at 2.9. I'm thinking that starts to catch up really, really fast. Overall, the inflation totals overnight, according to Truflation, 2.21, and for the year over year at 2.14. And the President of the United States currently has 50% of the population who think he's okay, or better than okay. They approve. All right, let's see here. Tesla. Oh, here we go. Tesla's back up to 439.32. That is up 2.35 for the day. Yeah, we could go higher. NASDAQ up 1.36. S&P up 1.10 and the Dow up 0.77. Yeah, we're getting really close to some of those all-time highs. Even in the half an hour since I started, 20 minutes since I started the show. Okay, so that's all looking good. Actually, 440 now for Tesla. We'll look back at the end if I remember. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of this news. And we've got bonds down 1.1% on the yield. We are now at 4.011 full basis point. All we have to do is do what we did today, tomorrow, or keep going today. We're super, super close to dropping below 4% into that 3 handle. And I think that is going to be psychologically helpful. Oil up 20 cents this morning, still under 60 at 58.91. Natural gas down 0.43%, still above $3 at $3.02. Let's call it 302. You've got gold. I'm waiting for the crash. Okay, the crash is coming on gold. I'm telling you, I just don't know when. The higher it goes, the more it's going to crash. 42.26 this morning, up $63. Silver up 1.83%, going up faster than gold this morning, which is only up 1.5. Silver is now at $51.54. Remember, Bank of America is saying $80 is possible. Copper up 0.07 at $5.03. The dollar is mixed. Of course it is. Bitcoin down 1,000. Bitcoin down 1,000. Ethereum down 0.88%, so about the same percent. That's interesting. So we're seeing a little bit of a shift. I watch for the shift here. A little bit of a shift. We'll see what happens. We don't need the pre-market. And the VIX, by the way, is under 20 again. Oh, and Tesla. We'll wait just another minute here. Coming up later today, we have got Brian Wang at 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And then maybe, I don't know for sure, might have Jeff Lutz back at 7:45. So looking forward to having Jeff back on the program. Don't know yet whether that's going to be a regular spot or whether that's going to be on and off, but at least we got Jeff back. His schedule has loosened up enough where he can come back on. That's really super exciting. Last night, Brian White and I, Brian White, we did part 2 of our regular two shows a week. I'll put the card right here, but actually, okay, I got to put both cards up because last night it was Nicholas Gibbs, and Nicholas Gibbs and I agreed more than we disagreed last night, but it was still feisty. And so if you like when Nicholas and I really go toe to toe, there's the card for the Nicholas show right there. All right, now we'll take a look. Has Tesla continued to go higher and higher? No, it's backed off to 438.72. All right, so I'm happy with the 440 ending today. What about you? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Randy Kirk. It has been great talking to you.